All right, let's talk about something super frustrating, something I think we've all dealt with: self-sabotage. In this explainer, we're not just going to stare at the problem, we're going to actually get our hands on a blueprint to break that cycle for good. I mean, seriously, have you ever had that feeling? You've got a goal, you know exactly what you need to do, but somehow you're the one who gets in the way. You put it off, you make a questionable choice, you talk yourself right out of it. It's like you're your own biggest obstacle. And that's really the heart of what self-sabotage is. I love this phrasing. It's the act of stealing your own progress. Think about that for a second. It's like an inside job where you are actively working against what you want, even when you know crystal clear what that is. So, why on earth does this happen? Well, it's not just a random moment of weakness. It's actually a system, a predictable cycle. Let's call it the sabotage loop, because that's what it is. It's the hidden engine driving all that frustration and that feeling of being stuck.
So, what's fueling this engine? This loop doesn't just run on air. No, it's powered by a really potent mix of things: rock bottom self esteem, that nasty inner critic we call harsh self talk, and of course, all the negative emotions those two things stir up. They all just feed off each other in this destructive cycle.
Let's walk through it, right? So it starts with that harsh self-talk, that voice in your head saying, ugh, I'm never gonna get this done. That thought then leads directly to a sabotaging behavior, like, say, binge watching a show instead of working. And that, of course, leads to a negative outcome. You miss your deadline. So what happens next? Well, that just confirms your original nasty thought, which tanks your self-esteem. And guess what that fuels? Yep, more harsh self-talk. And the loop just starts all over again. Okay, so that's the problem, and it's a powerful one. It just keeps reinforcing itself. But, just understanding it is the first huge step to taking it apart. So the million-dollar question is, how do we actually break out of it? And the answer, thankfully, isn't some complicated psychological puzzle you have to solve. It's a practical, actionable blueprint. Just 4 simple steps that act like a key, something you can use to physically interrupt the cycle and finally break free. Okay, here it is. Step 1, just notice. That's it. It's all about awareness. You got to catch yourself in the act of derailing. What's the behavior? What are you feeling? What's the thought? Step 2, test that thought. You got to challenge it. Ask, hey, is this thought 100% true? Really? Where is the hard evidence? This is huge for separating fact from feeling. Step 3, calm the emotion. Don't let it run the whole show. Use a quick little tactic, like taking 3 deep breaths. Just create some space. And finally, and this is the most important part, you act. But here's the key. It's with one tiny corrective action. Not a huge life change, just one small step back in the right direction. You know, theory is great, but it's the action that really makes the difference. So let's look at 2 fantastic, super concrete ways you can put this whole blueprint into practice, like starting today. All right, let's break these down. So on the left, you've got the 14-day tracking method. This is perfect if you like seeing the data. Every day, you just log one sabotage moment, you challenge that thought with real evidence, and then you do a tiny 2-minute corrective action. Simple. Now on the right, we have the confidence anchor. This is all about building a new belief from the ground up. You create a simple, believable affirmation, something like, I am someone who does what they say. You tie it to something you already do every day, like making coffee, and then boom, you immediately do a quick 2-minute task that makes that statement true. Both are seriously powerful ways to make this blueprint real. And this, right here, is where the real magic starts to happen. See, this isn't about one giant, heroic effort to change your life. It's all about the snowball effect of these tiny, consistent wins. It's about building real, actual, sustainable momentum one day at a time. It all comes down to this. One single moment where you notice, one thought that you challenge, one deep, calming breath, one tiny little corrective action. That's it. That is the entire start of the chain reaction. You can't underestimate the massive power of starting with just one. Because every single one of those small wins does something really profound. It sends a brand new message to your brain. It's like you're handing it fresh evidence that goes against that old negative story. And this is real. Over time, these little actions literally forge new pathways in your brain, rewriting the core beliefs that were fueling the sabotage in the first place and building genuine, hard-earned confidence. So what's the end game here? Well, as the source material puts it so well, as you build this new cycle of noticing, challenging, and acting, the old one, It just kind of withers away. It runs out of gas. The old sabotage loop loses its grip. So there you have it. The blueprint is clear. The methods are simple. The only thing left to do is to begin. So the real question I want to leave you with is this. What is the one habit, that one small moment of sabotage that you're going to start noticing and correcting today?